Jai Swaminarayan. Dear devotees, people in this world have aspirations to do something, to achieve something, to create something remarkable, and that gives him a sense of significance and satisfaction. But if we think as a devotee of God, as a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, what does a devotee of God aspire for? What are the ambitions of a devotee? Is it living a happy life? Having good family, good money, good job, business, good bungalow, car, power, position, popularity? Are these materialistic aspirations are the ambitions of a devotee of God? If one aspires for such materialistic things, then he's being far away from being an Ekantik devotee of God. Then what could be the aspirations of a devotee of God? What are the ambitions and dreams of a devotee of God? My dear devotees, Premanand Swami, who was the greatest aspirant of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, he asked the 7th boon from Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Today we are going to discuss the last boon, 7th boon from Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Which is that? Hey Bhagwan Swaminarayan, kindly keep me forever with you. I want to always be with you. Why Premanand Swami is asking such kind of boon? The meaning behind this boon is always be with God, always be in the service of God, always get the chance to please God. This aspiration to serve and please God is the core of Upasana. What is the meaning of Upasana? In Upasana there are two words, Up and Asanam. Combining both it becomes Upasana. Up means near. Asan means to sit, to be with. The combining meaning of Upasana is to sit near to God, to be near to God, to serve God, to please God. That is the meaning of Upasana. If we are doing Upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, that means we are serving and pleasing Bhagwan Swaminarayan. We are going nearest to Bhagwan Swaminarayan. That's called Upasana. One who is an Ekantik devotee, he cannot live without the seva of his beloved God. He cannot live without pleasing his beloved God. In Ramayana, when Bhagwan Ram got 14 years of Vanvas, so Lakshmanji and Sitaji also went to jungle along with Bhagwan Ram. Actually, Lakshmanji and Sitaji were not bound to go with Bhagwan Ram, even though they went along with Bhagwan Ram. Why? Because Lakshmanji and Sitaji cannot live without the seva of Bhagwan Ram. They cannot live without pleasing Bhagwan Ram. This spirit of seva is called Upasana. At the time of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, Surakhachar, Somlakhachar, Alayakachar and many other devotees, though they were the kings of their regions, they left their homes and been with Bhagwan Swaminarayan. They used to go along with Bhagwan Swaminarayan wherever Bhagwan Swaminarayan goes. And sometimes they had to remain hungry. Sometimes they had to bear the insult of people, criticism of people, though they be with Bhagwan Swaminarayan, so that they can do the possible seva of Bhagwan Swaminarayan and they can please Bhagwan Swaminarayan. It's not that easy to give up home and be with God. But though they do that, why? Just to serve and please Bhagwan Swaminarayan. There was a devotee namely Harjit Thakkar. His native was Pithalpur. When he came to know about Bhagwan Swaminarayan, when he could realize the greatness and supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, that Bhagwan Swaminarayan is the supreme Godhead and he is the incarnator of all the incarnations. Afterwards, he shifted with his family to Gadpur. Why? Just for the service of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. He shifted to Gadpur in the darbar of Dada Khachar and he is being with Bhagwan Swaminarayan and doing whatever possible seva and pleasing Bhagwan Swaminarayan. This spirit of seva, this spirit of pleasing God is called Upasana. Now you may raise a doubt that in Upasana we should be near to God, Bhagwan Swaminarayan, and we should please Bhagwan Swaminarayan. But what can we do now? Because now Bhagwan Swaminarayan is not present in manifested form. So how can we be near to Bhagwan Swaminarayan and how can we please Bhagwan Swaminarayan? It's a good question. But my dear devotees, Bhagwan Swaminarayan is everywhere. He is omniscient, He is omnipresent, He exists in each and every atoms of infinite universes. And Bhagwan Swaminarayan also present in His principles, in His mission, in His true Ekantik saints and devotees. By spreading His principles, by spreading His mission, by service of His true Ekantik saints and devotees is itself the service of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. After Bhagwan Swaminarayan went to the Akshardham, many saints and devotees, they pleased and served Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Sadguru Sri Muktanand Swami, he kept on writing the scriptures about Bhagwan Swaminarayan till the last breath of his life. Sadguru Sri Gunatitanand Swami, who is our great grand guru, he also kept on spreading the satsang and supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan till the last breath of his life. Our Shastriji Maharaj, Sri Dharmajivan Das Ji Swami, who is the visionary founder of Shree Swaminarayan Gurukul organization, he also never wasted a single minute of time without seva and devotion of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Even our eldest Swamiji, Sadguru Sri Dev Prasad Das Ji Swamiji, he never remains free for a minute without seva and responsibility of the mission of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. So what do these all examples indicate? That now also we can serve and please Bhagwan Swaminarayan. In Sikshapatri, Bhagwan Swaminarayan said, Tatra Brahmatmana Krishna Seva Muktischa Gamyata. Seva itself is the salvation for a devotee. If you have seva of God, that means you are near to God. But sometimes it also happens when God is present on this earth, you are near to God, but you are not doing any seva. Then you are far away from the God. But if you are doing seva of God, though you are far away from the God physically, even though you are so near to God, Vachanamrut says. In Vachanamrutam, Bhagwan Swaminarayan has given the reference of Srimad Bhagavad Puran that Diyamanapina Grunanti Vina Mat Sevanam Janaha. A true Ekantik devotee nothing desires except seva, not even moksha also, not even 4 kinds of mukti, 4 kinds of salvation, 4 kinds of pleasures from the God. He always aspires to serve God, to please God. Do you know what is there in the center of all thinking of Ekantik devotee? Just to please God. Now let me give you one epic example. When Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya after killing Ravan, now Bhagwan Ram is distributing the rewards, gifts and credits to all the Vanars because they have helped a lot to Lord Ram. Lord Ram also given some positions to Angad and Sugriv. Afterwards, Bhagwan Ram turned towards Hanumanji and said, Hanuman, what do you want for you? What can I give to you? Hanumanji said humbly, O Bhagwan Ram, I want nothing else than your service. Please give me your seva. I just want to be with you. Bhagwan Ram said, what kind of seva you want? Hanumanji said that whenever you will yawn, I will be there to snap for you and I will be with you. This is how Hanumanji asked such seva of Lord Ram so that 24 hours Hanumanji can be with Bhagwan Ram. Hanumanji can serve and please Bhagwan Ram. Hanumanji never cared for his salvation. Today also Hanumanji is present on this earth. Hanumanji is Chiranjeevi. Hanumanji has served and pleased Lord Ram as well as Lord Krishna and also Bhagwan Swaminarayan. For Hanumanji, seva itself was the salvation. Now the main question is how to strengthen the absolute upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. As I answer, our eldest Swamiji Sadguru Sri Dev Prasad Das Ji Swamiji says 3 elements of absolute upasana. Number 1, Itar Vilakshanta. Number 2, Swami Sevak Bhav. And number 3, Akhanda Vritti. We will understand one by one. Now the first one is Itar Vilakshanta, which means understanding the comparative greatness and supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. See, without comparison, you won't feel happiness, you won't feel proud, you won't feel special. Tell me, when do you feel special and proud? If you get ordinary diamond or if you get rare diamond, Kohinoor diamond? When will you feel proud? When will you feel so special? When you get ordinary diamond, which everybody has, or when you get the rare diamond, which nobody has? Similarly, when we feel that whom we are worshipping, that Bhagwan Swaminarayan is the Supreme Godhead, who is the incarnator of all the incarnations, then we feel proud of it. We feel so special about Bhagwan Swaminarayan. And this feeling of proud and feeling of special turns into the devotion of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. That is why one must understand the comparative greatness and supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Now the second element of Upasana is Swami Sevak relationship, master-servant relationship, which means a devotee believes himself as a Sevak of God, as a Sevak of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. As a devotee, what should we believe ourselves as? That is also very much important. In the first element, we understand Bhagwan Swaminarayan as a Supreme God. In second element, Swami Sevak Bhav, we have to understand who we are. We are the Sevak of God. And you know, belief triggers the emotions and actions. Suppose if you believe yourself as a boss, your emotions and your actions will flow accordingly. Your behavior will flow accordingly, differently. But when you believe yourself as employee, worker, then your behavior, your emotions, your actions will be different, will be according to your belief. In the same way, when a devotee believes himself as a Sevak of God, Bhagwan Swaminarayan, automatically that humbleness, spirit of Seva will flow in his life because of that belief that I am a Sevak of God. So if we want to do Upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, so we must believe ourselves as a Sevak of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. And by default, all the souls are the Sevak of God. They exist to serve and please God. Now the third element of Upasana is Akhanda Vritti, which means constant memory, constant remembrance of the Murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. That's called Akhanda Vritti. And this Akhanda Vritti is the climax of all the spiritual endeavors. One who achieves this Akhanda Vritti, afterwards nothing remains to do for him in spirituality. But how can we develop that Akhanda Vritti? We have to understand the root cause for that Akhanda Vritti, and that is love. Dear devotees, have you ever observed whom you love so much, whatever you are doing, whatever activities you are doing, you will be continuously remember him or her. You can check it yourself. Whom you love so much, while eating, even while sleeping, in dream, they will come. Why? Because of love. Remember, memory is the slave of love and interest. Where there is love and interest, memory and focus will come automatically. So if we want to have the Akhanda Vritti in the Murti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, we have to do all the things which can develop the love for God. And these first two elements will help in it. When we have that special feeling for Bhagwan Swaminarayan, when we know that greatness and supremacy of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, we will have the love for Bhagwan Swaminarayan. And that love will help us to have Akhanda Vritti of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Now the last question is, what are the signs and indicators that we are doing Upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan? How do we know that we are doing absolute Upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan? What indicators would reflect after doing Upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan? My dear devotees, tell me, if an iron rod associates with fire for longer time, what will happen? That iron rod, its nature and color will change tremendously. Yes or no? Similarly, when a devotee worships Bhagwan Swaminarayan for longer time, all the virtues, all the powers and glories will be transmitted to that devotee. That devotee's behavior and his life will change tremendously. His influence will become so much powerful, like the influence of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. By seeing him, others people also will have the glimpse of Bhagwan Swaminarayan in their heart. If we remember Hanumanji, we also remember Bhagwan Ram along with him. If we remember Prahlad ji, we also remember Bhagwan Narayan, Bhagwan Nrsimha. If we remember Mirabai, Narsi Mehta, we also remember Bhagwan Krishna along with them. Why? Because they were the real upasak, real devotee of their gods. Similarly, if someone look at us, if someone remember us as a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, they also should remember Bhagwan Swaminarayan along with us. If we remember Gopalanand Swami, Gunaktanand Swami, Muktanand Swami, or Dada Khachar, Parvat Bhai, then we remember Bhagwan Swaminarayan because they were the real upasak of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. The devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan represents Bhagwan Swaminarayan, and that should come after the upasana of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. And dear devotees, I would also like to reflect the deep meaning of the seventh boon which Premanand Swami asked to Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Sada rakhiyo pas. What is the meaning of sada? That means always, forever. Where is it possible to be with Bhagwan Swaminarayan forever, always? It's only possible in his divine abode, Akshardham. So indirectly Premanand Swami is asking as a boon from Bhagwan Swaminarayan that, oh Bhagwan Swaminarayan, finally you take me to the Akshardham where I can do the timeless service of you. So as a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, we all should aim and aspire to go to our ultimate destination, which is Akshardham. So my dear devotees, let all of us develop these three elements of upasana and let's become a Ekantik devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan and finally reach Akshardham. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.